what it is. Unstuck, people unstuck, stuck. Yes. Hey, Tommy. Tommy is here. He got the blue, dark blue bingo in the building. Hey, listen. So we were doing the other show before you came, and then I was talking to Kenya, and I kept wanting to call her Kenya because I talk to Kenya every damn day, and I'm like, I'm getting tired of y'all. One of y'all gonna have to get your name changed.
Someone needs to change their name.
Yeah, it's super funny. So, before we start this, Kenya, let me tell you what I was saying. I did, you don't have to watch, I'll just tell you. I was doing a show and I was talking about thumbnails, and I said, I know that out of
Me
speed, we'll take the Canva
versus.
template and just run with that, but you gotta change it at least, you gotta change it at least 30%. So, um, change the color, which is kind of hard for you because the reason why you pick that is that that colorway of that thumbnail is exactly your colorway, which is fine. But then change the starburst to a different burst, change the font to a different font. Like just don't take it as it is because it won't allow the uniqueness that is you to shine. Because someone's going to think that it's, Kathleen's thumbnail because she used the same Canva template. So you don't have to know anything about design. And on the Saturday show where I was doing this, I actually went through and show how easy it is to take what they give you and change it just enough to make it you. And yeah, that's what I was talking about. So you wanna find a way to flex it up so that it's all you, and that way it stand out. But then my homie Paul pointed out, he goes, yeah, but in a way, because it's properly designed, even if it is that, that's better than not using the template because at least the template has the hallmarks of the right thumbnail. And I hadn't thought about that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. That works as well, right? There's a reason why when you go to Cali or even here, depending on where you live, some neighborhoods, they have that DR Horton house. Like it's exactly the same no matter where you go, no matter what city, because DR Horton knows that they can replicate that joint with the exact plans. They know how long it's going to take to build, how much it's going to cost to build. Like they know everything. So there's that. Hey, I like this 100 days of service now. Ooh, I love it. That's cool. What's up, man? Man is in the building. Kevy Kev is here. Yo, Kev is all up. He like all up in the videos. Cause I had like 3 videos in a row from this series where there was a Kevin comment. See y'all, listen. See how easy it is when you bald? You just come over here and talk smack while Mary Lou still combs her hair. Cause I've got no dang hair.
And
Oh,
I was
this is good.
like when I just got out of the gym when you guys were starting the flow,
Right.
and then I was like, great, okay, so I'll get ready while you guys are doing the flow, and then my computer would not let me get in. I had like I usually don't turn the computer off, but I've been doing a lot of heavy work lately. I was like, you know what? Last night I was like, let me shut it off, and then this morning, it was like, you forgot the password. I was like, what? But what else? What else would it be? And I just, even slowly type it, and it's like it got to the point where it's like you're locked out for 5 minutes, and I was like, I don't have time.
Oh,
I don't have time for
oh,
that.
God, no. I definitely had that happen because I was typing in the wrong password to the wrong computer. You put the wrong
Oh,
emphasis on the wrong syllable.
you're like you are a liar.
Yo, that's super. How you lock yourself on the computer?
I don't know. I think I've just really just been tired lately. I'm
You
just like,
see?
and I even slowly typed it and I'm like, this is the password, right? Just to make sure. And it was like, still no, still no.
Listen, so one thing you need to know, they don't need to rest. They're not humans. So just leave them on. I never turn this
Yeah.
sucker off. It's so
It
funny
was more
because
like for me to know it was off,
yeah, well, because we
but like it
become
was
we
a
become
mistake.
friends with our computer. We like attach a certain,
It's
especially when it's like the
projection,
way
right?
our business, we attach all kind of important things to it. But no, you don't have to let them rest. They can do their thing. Imagine if Amazon computers decided to take a rest on Black Friday. Oh, that would be a tragedy. uh, yeah. Another reason why they put it on the button on the bottom. Dude, everybody's so mad about that. And I'm like, yo, it's so dumb. Like it don't weigh anything. Like even in this box right here, it's super light. Like it doesn't weigh anything. Like how hard is it to stick your finger under there and give it a tilt? And on my TV, it's on the back. It's not in the front anywhere because it's designed, to not have any buttons. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's like with
Chat
TVs that
GPT
just like you
computers
can't
take a
get to the
break.
button
Oh,
anywhere.
dude.
Chad could never take a break.
Man, see what you did, Kevin? You scared Lou.
That's my number one employee. He's not going to get holidays off. He's not going to get time and a half.
All right,
We
we got
just
the
work.
notion. I'm gonna need a notion.
Oh, any kind of topics calling to anyone today? Let us know. Let me duplicate our templates. There we go. 16. Wow.
Yeah.
The show can drive.
Yes, I've definitely done that, Ernesto. Live on this show, and Roy will never let me live it down. I was doing something, trying to plug something into the Thunderbolt thing, and I accidentally yanked the cord on the back of the Thunderbolt, and it just went night night. It just went super super night night. Yo, Netflix was crazy. Like that, so much people watched that, including me, and I had kind of given up on watching boxing because it's so fake. It's like wrestling. At least I know wrestling is fake. Boxing pretends to be real, but it's still fake. And I still watched it out of pure curiosity, and I was fine. And everybody was like, "Oh, mine's just buffering." I was totally fine. Right when the Tyson fight came, mine gave up like 3 times, and I was like, "Stop it! Stop it! I'm trying to watch this
Like,
fight."
you guys are amateurs.
Like, yeah, super funny. I big ups for them though. Um, and then I mentioned this on Saturday, bro. A lot of people are mad at like sort of Netflix or whatever because I don't know. Like, I think there is a knee jerk reaction to just get mad about stuff when you assume somehow that you're not getting what you want because somebody else got what they want, and it doesn't work that way. There isn't a finite amount of God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never posited this question because the number is kind of insane. But I've never asked like how much money does the whole world have in general? If we accumulated it all together, how much is out there? And don't worry, there's still enough for you. Like just because somebody else made $1 billion don't mean you can't make $1 billion. There's not like like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is only a handful of amount. It can never be more. But like cash don't work that way. So just because Netflix made, $2 billion on that fight, don't mean you can't make it. People just I listen to that anger and that vitriol, and it's like, well, if you felt cheated, you could ask them for a refund, and then you get at least that last month back. But it was $10.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you
Like, it's
didn't have
fine.
Netflix, if you just joined on for that fight, it was 10 bones. If you want your money back, they give you your money back. Why is everybody going to the YouTube and to the Twitter and everybody going, oh, Netflix, that was a money grab. Jake Paul, that was a money grab. Mike Tyson, that was just a money grab. They just out here making money. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's how the world works, homie. Imagine if you spent less time bitching on the internet and went to go make some money. Ooh. So like I don't know, I just really don't understand that mentality, bro. I really don't understand that victim mentality. It drives me bananas.
All right, so I have a topic proposal
Okay.
based off of your conversation about clickbait titles, but if you are delivering that it's not a clickbait, like you are, it's
Oh,
just
love it.
curiosity.
Love it.
But we think about people, they're like, I feel the ick, right? I feel the ick to XYZ. I get like that where people are like, be my coach. And I'm like, I don't want to be your coach. But that's because I don't feel like I can deliver on that. So if you're creating and you're feeling an ick, like I do the things I know that I can deliver on. And it is good to press outside of the the boundaries a little bit, but people feel the ick, I believe, because they're not delivering on anything. They're just making things that are like, look at my face.
Ooh, Luis just shortened it. Click value versus clickbait.
Ooh. I like that.
I would flip that. I would put clickbait first,
Hmm.
and then I would use the verses.
Click bait versus click value. I typed in click value with the B.
She's so Filipino.
It's like hella Filipino.
Talaga.
Click value.
Anok.
It's the click value.
Click value. Anok talaga.
Yeah. So it's like Minnie is saying here, right? You don't feel qualified, and that's why it feels ick. It's another way of talking about imposter syndrome, right? But I think it is a little of a more stomach feeling of like, oh, people are gonna judge me for this. Like you're doing something gross versus imposter syndrome is like this is a cool thing, but I just shouldn't be doing it.
Chris, why you gotta
Chocolate
bring up
meat.
Dinuguan?
Oh.
You never had Dinuguan?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't ever
god,
eat it, but I've
Chris is
seen it.
jacked up, bro. It was funny. I was halfway through. My friend told me, and I was like, don't tell me all my. It's all right. It's not that bad, by the way.
Sometimes you don't need to know.
Yeah, I was
You don't need
doing
to know
fine. I was
things.
all up in there too. And of course, the uncles and stuff. They're like make you the big ass plate just to see what you do. And I was like, whatever, man. I ain't no punk. Let's go. That's funny, Chris. Yeah, I like and I agree with this. I like this whole concept because I definitely think there is something to whether you think you can do it, whether you should do it, and feeling like you're qualified. But I think the reason why everybody gets on that qualification level is twofold. They see somebody who's doing it that probably shouldn't be doing it because they definitely don't have the qualification, but they're succeeding and they feel a type of way. And I think the other half of it is just fear to be willing to teach when you're only a little bit ahead of the game. Like we got sold the bill of goods on experts through a large portion of say the 80s and 90s, right? But then we found out that most of the experts were full of crap. Like what was it a shock to you when you found out that Dr. Oz was full of shit,
No.
right? In the beginning, I thought it was okay. This makes some sense. It's making some sense. But then I started to see the holes early on. And the one that really unfolded it was green tea ketones. No, raspberry ketones. And I was like, no, I forgot. It was one of the supplements from like early 2000s. Like he had everybody talking about. And I was like, yo, this don't make no sense. Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was. It was oxygenated water. And he had experts on talking about taking oxygenated water. And I'm like, yo, I was high in chemistry class, but there's H2O. How you gonna put any more O in the water? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Minnie just said exactly what I said. And I was just like, hold up, pump the absolute brakes. Oh, and anti-aging melons, right? Like, like it was at some point when I was like, yo, this guy is full of it. Rich is on point right here. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So that's one I talk about all the time is battling for your limitations. Fighting for your limitations, you will win. Right? If you battle with I'm sucky orator, you'll always be a sucky orator. If you battle for oh, I have a hard time, saying this, that, or this and that. You will always suck at saying this, that, or this or that, right? No matter what you say, you're terrible at, and you keep using that as a crutch, you will forever lean on that crutch. You got to throw that crutch away. And oh my God, I'm a visual learner. Shut up. No, you're not. No, you're not. If I blindfolded you and told you that if you don't learn to clap your hands on beat with this metronome, I'm going to throw you off a building, I bet you'll be like, you will keep the hell out of time with blindfolded. You will never miss. People like, I'm a visual learner. Right, Paul?
I
That's
missed something. I
exactly
was
what
like,
I
where
used
did
to
that
say.
come from?
It'd be hydrogen peroxide. What'd you say, Raylan?
I was like, I missed something with somebody being visual learner.
No, because I was just talking about that's one of the things that people love to fight for when they fight for their
Mm-hmm.
limitations. That is a common go-to one because that one got told to us. It's all of us, uh, elderly millennials or Gen Xers. We got told that in school, like we had tests in the whole 9 yards, right? And then that thing went around, and then people got put on with, "Oh, I'm a visual learner," and now people literally believe that. And there's people that we have in our circle who are professional educators that still believe that mess. And I'm like, no, it's not a thing. It has been debunked. The papers to debunk the debunking is well documented, and like it's just a known quantity. Like, and I guarantee you that you learn, Audible because okay. So here's an example. So your audio, video, and kinetic, right? Kinetic means that you are a touch sensitive based person. With your eyes closed and your ears plugged, touch a hot pot. You gonna touch it again? Cause you learned not to touch the motherfucking pot. You ain't finna touch it again, right? Blindfolded headphones can't hear nothing. You're like, oh, I just won't touch it again. So simple. So you can learn through kinetics too. Like there's no such thing as I'm a visual learner. Like people just make up that mess. The little Debbie diet was a host. Tommy, I haven't had one, bro. I love me a little Debbie's. I love me a little Debbie's. Mm. Put the second chrome for. Oh, there you go. Oh, I see what Rich is doing. Why did Paul put himself as me again? There you go. All right, let me pull. I didn't even had the notion of while we was over here messing around.
It's all filled out. You just gotta help me pick some things.
All right, so why creators often feel icky about their work, especially during the process. I like that. Share personal stories of battling self doubt, uh, and why completing your work matters more than perfect start. I like this. Super good. Oh, I like this. I like that. All right, those are good. Uh, I think I'm supposed to read these instead of just go. I like because y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I am
I
so
like it. I
sorry.
like it. I like it.
I am
Okay.
so
So
sorry.
yeah, like the title, I didn't really have like other title options. That was just me taking notes, but I can grab a couple more of those.
Yeah. All right. So, uh, you know that cringe you feel when you look at your work is that's creative ick, but guess what? It's a sign you're on the right track. Absolutely. Wait, I just realized something. Why the heck is it looking at my Osbot? Because
It's
you
because you didn't do your hair.
ain't this some smack? Don't change things. Leave it like that. There you go. I fixed it, Mary Lou. No, we actually just made it on the fly during um the build up to this show.
You can go
But
back to the template page and let them screenshot it.
yeah, you want to see that?
Episode X.
All right, you're gonna need several screenshots. So make a screen shoot.
Like, we'll make it available eventually, I'm sure. It's just every week it keeps getting refined. But it also is better if you build your own.
100%. I will show you something that I've been working on for you guys, and it's actually easy and hard at the same time. It's going to come out this week at some point in time, but I haven't nailed it all the way through. Let me duplicate this scene so I don't mess something up, and then click on this one, and then I'll show you guys. I've been working on this, working on my fitness. All right, it's so delicious. All right, so I've been working on this, what I'm calling a badass video title. It's a template. And then so it's exactly what we're doing in Notion, but I built this in Apple Notes for those of you who are going to be like, oh, I'm in Notion, right? So all it is the title. And then under the first arrow, it's thoughts. See, Apple Notes just got this in iOS 18. Before, you didn't have the ability to. So now
toggle list.
You got the thoughts. Then I got my status, whether you got your title, your thumbie, your bullet points, A-roll filming down. You just check the little boxes, right? And then I got the script. You just put your research idea there. You put your hook, your intro there. Bingo, bango. Put your main points, 1, 2, 3. Put your conclusions, your conclusion point, and your call to action. Boom. B-roll shots if you need them. Boom. Drop your thumbnail in there. Boom. Put in your linky links, right? Any tags, any descriptions, social posts, notes, scratch paper. And I just hashtag this one master so that I don't muck it up. So to give you an idea of what that looks like without letting you see all my Notion, because some of this ain't none of your damn business. This, and then
what are you cataloging?
All right. Oh, don't open it like that. All right, so now I can show you what it looks like when it's working. Okay, so if no, go away. No. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so this is like one filled out. I actually put the thumbnail in there. I got the description. Hey, mouse, why you keep doing that? Uh-oh. Yo, my mouse is bugging. So it has the description, the timestamps, the whole 9 yards. And all it is just Apple Notes. And the simple way that I built that is super simple. So you just go thoughts. You guys making me type live. And then you go, oh shit. Let's just do ideas. I would just make up stuff right now. And then status, thumbnail, script, social posts, right? So that's it. That's all I did was do this. And then to make it work, you just have to hit enter and put anything there. And now it becomes instantly a toggle box if I change this to title and change this to body. Oh, see, I just messed it up. Let me do this way. I'll just do it one at a time. I'll cut these out.
That's what you get for not being in Notion. I can't type with you.
Yeah.
Unless you set it up for Apple Notes, I could probably do it there.
But basically, once you add a title and then you add a can't speak English. And you make this the title. then that becomes the sub. Man, my header's not working. I don't know what's going on. Apple Notes is bugging right now. But then again, I'm on beta. But anyway, I just wanted you to see that. You can do it. You don't need to have Notion. You can do it in anything. Yeah, that was kind of what that was for, Kevin. Like, I'm
So what were
happy
you
to
trying to show? Just
share
that you can
these.
do the
I'm
toggle?
happy to share these workflows, but I will give a caveat, and I'm gonna put this in. I'm more than happy to share the notes. Um. Oh yeah,
Eden, you're on your work account,
yeah. Eden, do the right thing.
which is fine.
Um. The thing. Let me make this make sense. The thing about taking my workflow is I have fine tuned it to me. You ain't gonna be able to do it because it's not you. And I know this because I've tried to use other people's content templates and they don't work for me. I've bought 17 of them. And you know what ended up happening? I had to make my own. So even
The
this run and
graveyard, the
show,
template graveyard.
thank you. This run and show, we made this together because it's a combination of the way my head works and the way Lou's head works. So again, I have no problem with telling you the workflow, but that step is not the step that's going to fix you. I really want everybody to understand that. I could sell. I look, people do it. I could sell the template because you need to make a template and sell it. Like I could sell it, but it ain't going to work. It really ain't going to work. Boom. Yeah, it's mine. It's just yesterday, this last week or so, I've been having some really strange things going on that has never happened before. But I know that they'll fix it. I know my people. They'll fix it. Yeah. So I can. I. The way here's the thing that a lot of people don't know about these notes. They're just HTML. So I know how to pull the HTML out of the Apple Note. I could just give you the HTML and you can just paste it into Apple Note and make a new note. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's yeah, not that big a deal.
And like with building your workflow stuff like this, it's a lot of just keeping track of what you're doing over and over each time you make a video. Right. And
Yes.
then you're like, oh, I should write that down because every time I have to remember to make a thumbnail, Mary Lou. And so I have like even a sticky note that's like nearby. It's like, just take a picture for your thumbnail. Take a picture.
Something. I'm gonna try something. Oh yeah, so even when I send the copy, hold on, you can ignore this, Lou. I'm just sending you a copy. I want to see what happens. Because if I do it in collaboration mode, that doesn't work. I've been trying to make a shortcut out of it. That didn't work either. Okay, it went to Luis. But no,
Wrong, Lou.
the make a copy didn't do anything.
Are you in Apple Notes? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I was trying to find a way to send this to Branjo, but it doesn't work.
Brandy Joe, I was just reorganizing my camera bag, my little camera luggage, and I found my money, my Brandy Joe money. And it just made me
I got
smile.
mine
So I was
right over
thinking
there on
about
top
you.
of my mixer. Yes. See, and if I do it as a collaboration, then everybody will edit it and then it'll be jacked up. So that doesn't work. Yeah, Apple Notes is not good for that. There is, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a way, even if I have to tell you step by step how I did it. Again, and it's really weird that, of course, it didn't work when I tried to show it to you, but it happens. All right, so we're back over here. Functioning. Get out of this screen. Burgerlicious def. Oh my God, why is that in my head? No, you're gonna go rock. What's the one thing that you created you felt like you bought now you're proud of? When you're stuck in a creative world, what's your go-to strategy to get unstuck? Oh, I got some good ones. Do you think perfectionism helps or hurts the creative process? Love it. What is your biggest moments as a creator? What did you learn from it? I got one for that too. And oh my God, my community just cursed me out over it. Piece of what she wish she had. That's funny. I have 18 of those, 19 of those. What's your first messy draft prototype? What do you do to silence your inner critic when it gets loud? I like that.
Oh,
I like that. What do you do to silence? I know what I just realized Mary Lou's strategy. I just busted her.
is what is
I
it?
just busted her. So when she does these for the question of the day, whichever ones she don't pick, she pastes them into the secret doc area and she rapid fires me with those.
Not necessarily, but you're
Ah,
not wrong.
shut up.
But not necessarily.
Oh, I thought I had it.
There's like overlap, but it is its own separate list.
You almost had it.
Almost had it. But
You
like that's
almost
not a
had
bad
it.
idea. I was like, that's actually legit good. Maybe I will do that.
Yeah. Paul, you look like you need a nap, homie. You feeling the? Hey, I know today. I think it's the weather or the bariatric pressure or whatever. I definitely feel extra tired today. It could be also my Wegovy shot, first one.
We have an atmospheric ocean headed this way, so it's going to
Oh,
be raining a lot.
Oh, I
oh,
heard about that.
boom. You can go to SoCal and hang out with Lou and Will and the cats. Bring
Yes.
Maestro.
Come on. Yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, two girlfriends."
Yo, Maestro is a player. You gotta watch out. There'll be a whole lot of cats. Because Maestro is watching Paul. You know what it is.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, that's good, Kevin. Kevin said more of a checklist. I was also thinking about that too. YouTube has made some adjustments to the uploading process, and it looks the same. So if you're not paying attention to it, you miss out. Um, oh man, YouTube is about to drop a whole bunch of heaters over the next couple of months, having to do with auto dubbing and their community tab. Like, oh, they're bringing some fire. Boom. I was like how the bubble picture moves in shared notes. Yes, that's Notion done that. Aubrey is raining in Georgia, Georgia.
Did you have a question that you liked?
Of these, my favorite is what's the biggest ick moment for you as a creator is one, and then the other one was what do you do to silence your inner critic when it gets loud?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I like that one.
I think
Yeah, I think that's the better one to answer in
that's a
the
better
comments.
one, yeah. Because
The others are good questions.
yeah, these are
And this is like, so what I am doing with these other questions of the day is kind of holding them for us to do a reels session.
oh,
And
see,
doing reels essentially is going to be like rapid fire, but in one question at a time. And be like, hey, Doc.
yo, we're gonna have to shoot a lot of reels in January.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. Like it's cool. It's getting hot in here. Ari, rating has nothing to do with the Nelly song that just popped into my head. I just seen the word a lot in here, and my eyes read it as hot in here. So, oh God, that's where it goes. That is so good. Okay, so we got our QOD, and then bam.
We'll set it up soon to do our real session. It'll be like a speed run, so you guys can see just like how I crank these out.
Oh, that'd be dope. We
Like,
should actually film. We should film them on your situation.
yeah,
and
we
then,
c-
and then
we
chop 'em.
can do that sometime in December. We'll do that.
December. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, yep.
And
Love
I
it.
think I'm going to move my Tuesday live stream to be right after this one with like a little potty break. So I'm
I
going to
like
move
it.
it up.
All right. You ready?
Cap cut class. Yes.
Ooh, scratch my eyeball. Let me close this so I can see, and then move my little nose over here. Ooh.
Like
sorry,
Eden's
baby.
been killing it on turning and burning videos. She's a beast now.
Eden is a beast mode. I was harassing her this morning. She's mad at me. Talking basketball.
I don't believe it.
We're playing basketball. Oh my God, Eden, did you see that JT just like held the ball and then they're gonna foul. They're gonna push D White halfway across the court. Ref don't call a foul. JT was like, hell with it. Shoom. And Celtics win. Last minute shot. Can you look? He watched the foul happen and he looked at the foul and he was like, "You're not gonna call that?" And the ref was like, "No." He goes, "Cool, take this." 3 in the game. Everybody go home. You lose. It was just come on. So anyway, let's go. I swear to God. Oh, that's my homie. Thank you, Eden. All right, let's go. Let me stop laughing at Eden and get ready. Mary Lou is like, y'all need to stop. Okay.
Mine is
Why
not
you always
focused
gotta do
on
that,
is it?
Jerk? I can't do it. I can do it when we're not here.
Why is my name so little?
Yo, what the heck happened? Oh my God. Mary Lou went.
It's Doc Rock and Mary Lou.
Oh, I broke it. Yo, I don't want to mess this up. All right, let's just make another cup.
A Flowers is when does the learning start? They're like, please.
We're going. We do the pre-show live, and I mean, we're happy to give you a refund. We do the pre-show live, and then we record because we want people to see what a pre-show happens. Because everybody feels like it's some kind of like secret sauce, and it's hard, and we don't want people to think it's hard. So we do all of the pre-show business live, and then we record. And
Like,
then
you
the
see
edited
exactly
version-
what it is.
Then the edited version comes out as a PCast. So yeah. All right, and we're ready to start. As soon as I fix this title. Shoo. Just get rid of this, Mary Lou, and bring this one in the center. Bingo.
Yes.
All right, let me lock the dang scene and not mess this up again. And count it. Let me start and stop the recording. Nothing, Eden. That's just you. Oh wait, now the Eden the we don't use the chat anyway, but now the chat shrank. What the heck? Oh,
What is
yo,
happening?
I have no
It's like
idea.
my computer's locking me out. Like,
Yo,
maybe there's a thing here.
Don't tell Anna. She's gonna say something about retrograde. All right, here we go.
It's Mercury Gatorade.
Mercury Gatorade. I'm restarting the recording now and counting it down. And 5, 4.
Do you know the cringe that you feel sometimes when you're like starting as a creator, even if you're not a new creator? Like, the cringe will come up, the ick will come up. But we're here to tell you that maybe the ick is a sign you're on the right track. We're going to talk about it.
I like that. The ick is a sign that you're on the right track. Yeah, you know, it's really weird of the things that can cause you to get that sort of ick as a creator. And for me, sometimes it was seeing other things that are happening in the creator space, seeing some of the other things that people are talking about. You and I had the opportunity to experience it together when we were at NAB. And the whole kerfuffle came up about people doing reviews and paid reviews versus non-paid reviews and sort of seated, what is the word? Seated positive reviews. And it was really
Mm-hmm.
weird because I know the company that caught the lambasting, I know so many people there, they're friends. And I was like, yo, y'all are trying to take out an entire company because one person in one department did one thing. And I think for that particular situation, or in many cases, it's a combination of jealousy because guarantee you me, all of the people who were talking smack in the bottom, if company came to them and said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you 10 grand to make this video," you're gonna be like, make it rain," right? So I think part of it is a little bit irritated because of that, and then part of it is people were like, "Well, I depend on these videos to make a decision on a product," and then I was like, "Yo, pump your brakes, homie, because you're an adult. You're supposed to make your own decisions." So I always used to tell people when they would come in my chat and be like, "Oh, I bought the Rodecaster Pro because of you." No, you bought the Rodecaster Pro because you wanted a Rodecaster Pro. I gave you my advice on it, but we all know that somebody told Branjo not to talk to Steve, and she was like, "No, Steve is so handsome," and she was like, "No, no, don't talk to Steve. Steve is kind of a jerk, but Steve is so handsome." 3 months later, Branjo, "Steve's such a jerk." It's like, we told you. So everybody did that in high school or college or some point. So yeah, you're an adult. You're supposed to make those decisions, and I think it blends over into this. I think it also blends over because people have a thing where they're afraid to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So it can cause a massive amount of nesting dolls of trouble and disconcern and curiosity and self-loathing. Like it just becomes a huge cycle. What do they call it? It becomes a content wheel of ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see two sides of the ick, right? So there's the ick that you're like, oh, people are looking at me. I want it to be good, but what if it's not good, right? That's a whole imposter syndrome side of it, right? It's the ick. It's because you care. There's that part of it because you're growing into something you're not used to it, right? There's that part of it, but then there's the other side I see of ick is maybe you've seen a lot of stuff that you've thought they should have felt ick,
Mm-hmm.
so you feel like you're doing the same thing, so you're projecting
Mm-hmm.
because you see something someone else is doing. Well, you should feel shame because I feel shame. So you should feel shame. But they don't feel
Yes.
shame. So then it turns into ick.
So that was me this week. Because I have always been a super anti clickbait title, clickbait thumbnail person. I just thought that was super, super icky. But it works. And I needed Kevin, who's in the chat watching the live taping. You guys should come to the live taping if you're watching this as an edited video. Kevin was like, "Bro, it's only clickbait if you don't deliver the goods, if you don't deliver the value. It's clickbait if you put something there and it's completely opposite." Right? So before, I guess it's still kind of a thing now, but it used to be they used to call them reaction girl channels, or there's the compilations because Vine, before TikTok got big, when it was still Musically, Vine was a thing. 6 seconds, a bunch of really really quick uh, compilations of stuff, and then it'd be on to the next one. Then Vine went to like 15 seconds. And during that time, a lot of YouTube creators tried to copy the Vine mentality. And so they would show you like these epic fails. But one of the epic fails always included a endowed female in a revealing shirt doing something that would otherwise just been a clip on America's Funniest Video. But they would always add that thumbnail and make it look like, all right, this is a little perv candy. But that clip is never in the video, right? Or it's like a fraction of a second. But of course, everybody clicks on it. YouTube kind of smacked that down. Um, or there was a girl, I forget her name. She was a channel before. She was a really, really decent tech person. But she was from overseas, but she just had like the most insane um body additions. But she would use that for thumbnail candy. And she was like multi-million-dollar views. But then people would say, well, she just did that for that. But it's like, no, her tech advice was good. She would build robots and she knew how to solder. She knew how to bolt things on. I'm sure a factory somewhere in her country made this on purpose. I think she was Thai, so they would do something like that. Somebody was making her do this. She probably came from being a swimsuit model, and they're like, "We're gonna teach you all of this nerd stuff, and we're gonna put you on." But I also know people in this side of the game that do tech reviews. That's exactly where they came from. So it is a thing, right? Um, it would be like going out and putting what's his face, Channing Tatum, and turning him into a home chef and throwing him on the Food Network so you can sell more pots. Same thing. Like that seems icky, but it can be done properly.
Magic microwave.
Yeah, magic microwave. That's so good. That's what I was trying to say. Magic microwave. There you go. Yeah. So yeah. So it's possible. It's possible.
Right. So it's this, the ick is possibly, right? Because if you watched something and you got clickbaited into something, right? And you're like, you watched the video and it didn't deliver on the thing. So that's ick. You're afraid you're doing ick. Also, if maybe you had the same clickbaity title, but if you actually delivered, then it's click value,
Correct.
not clickbait.
Crick value. Okay, sorry, mom. My Korean mom. It's crick value.
Yeah, and there's definitely stuff you can do about that, because that's just a matter of what are you putting into your content that's actually making it value. Are you just putting stuff out on the internet to be like, look at me, why doesn't everybody love me, look at me, I need validation from strangers, look at me? Or are you actually providing something to the community out in the world? Are you actually giving stuff of value because you are a creative and you're an artist and you are compelled to share something to strangers on the internet?
That's
we got
funny.
we got options there.
No, it's funny because when it really started out, it did start out with just their share. You're supposed most people. The platform started out to just share your life on the internet, and then people found out that their life was, I am an educator and I teach science, and then that channel blew up. Or I'm an educator and I teach cooking, and that channel blew up. Or I'm an educator and I teach automotive mechanicry, and that channel blew up. So then people are like, yo, the edutainment side is money. And it just grew and grew and grew and grew. Like, I don't know if you guys know this. Statistically, how-to videos dominate YouTube. Now, I know you watch a lot of entertainment stuff, and I know maybe your kids watch a lot of entertainment stuff, but they don't dominate YouTube. How-to videos dominate YouTube. Why? Because you go to do the search on Google, and Google gives you the answer for a video. If you went right now, I need to know how to properly clean a vintage stainless steel, cast iron frying pan. You like that rewind? The cast iron frying pan. You're going to get search engine result that is a video that brings you back to somebody telling you how to properly do it, right? Like Eden is saying in the chat, learn how to change your key fob battery from YouTube. Yo, this current time I changed one, Eden, was for X3, and that is legit Beamer number 9. And I still had to remember how to change the battery. I had to go to YouTube because I forgot. The key comes out and it's designed. When you pull the key out, there's another hole you could, but I forgot because you change the battery once every 3 years, So yeah, University of YouTube. Like, it is absolute money. So 100%. I like that concept.
Right, but it's not that you necessarily need to be only doing educational content in order to make it, right? So there's people who are actors, right? I was an actor. I started with being on camera and with making content myself is because I am a performer no matter what. and I took it into my own hands because I was like, well, I need to perform in a way, so let me do it in front of a camera. In turn, learned how to do all the things, and I was like, wow, I really like to do all these things. Let me teach people how to do these things. It's just like the progression of my story.
Right. Right.
But there's people who are performers and only performers, and that is they're very, very good at being performers. And I kind of think that something I've been breaking down lately is different archetypes of creators. You've got your Gretchen, who's in the chat. She's been helping me with the names of this because I was, for some reason, I'm like stuck on them being medieval names. But it's like the knight. The knight is the hero, right? This is the person that we are following their journey. They are doing things and we are following their journey. We want to see them win these fights. We are living vicariously through them. We just love to see them do their thing. They are sharing their journey. We've got the magister, which is the teacher, right? That's the educational content, edutainment, info, how to, right? Stuff like that. There is the jester, which I feel like is a entertainer. Those are the singers, the dancers, the actors. And then there's the bard, who is the commentator, right? Those are the people who are doing reaction videos. Those are the people who are like, I watched this show, here's my review on it. These are commentators. Like, I feel like reviews are commentators. There's another one, I can't remember what it is. I feel like there were 5. It will come back to me. But
the queen.
When you like, that's just Mary Lou's channel. Mary Lou and Beyonce.
Yo, she's killing them, Louise.
So with these things, if you kind of pick one of these for right now, what's like the mission of your content right now, then you're like, well, now my content has a job to do. And I think when your content doesn't have a job to do, it's ick, because you're like, it's just me on the internet. What do I have to offer? But like, if you hire yourself to do this job, right? That's what I did here in the year 2025, in the year of 41 years of my life. I was like, if I were hired by anyone else to run their channel, to create their brand, to market their thing, I would kill it. And I have in the past. I am trying to work for myself. I was like, fine, then you will hire yourself. And I have Mary Lou, the producer, who's working on this, which I think is very, very much why this year I went so hard and continue to do so. And now we're at the end of the year and I'm like, I have no regrets.
So I'm going to steal one from the GOAT. Seth will tell you, do the work that matters for the people who care. And that's what it is. So when you think about hiring yourself, that's also how you align what you're going to do for your clientele or what you're going to do for yourself, right? So, like, how are you going to get your mission out there? And that's a good thing. And that's basically do the work that matters for the people who cares. And I mentioned this the other day. For me, and Kevin just put it in the chat, like, with your purpose, I'm like, I know some of you guys are having a hard time finding your purpose and you're wanting somebody to tell you what your purpose is, but you got to figure it out yourself. And there's lots and lots and lots of worksheets and spreadsheets and tutorials to help you find it. I didn't need none of that. It just hit me one day. It was like, boom, right in the face. But basically, it is, in a nutshell, to simplify it, what is the change that you seek to make in the world? And what tools do you have to make that happen? And that's it. If you can answer that, you're gold. Like, what is the change you seek to make in the world? I saw what you're doing, and I understand what are some of the changes that you'd like to make. And so I'm like, I can support my homie, right? And I was like, we have similarly aligned goals, slightly different targets. But, if we Voltron this sucker, even better. And then now there's a whole community CUs down there, and they're all in the same boat. Like, they all seek to make a difference in the world. You know what I'm saying? Gretchen marked herself safe from the bomb cyclone.
Oh,
I just think
good. I'm glad.
One of the coolest names in meteorology is the bomb cyclone.
It is a bomb
It
cyclone.
sounds like a dance move or a breakdancing joint or like
What
a
does bomb
thing.
cyclone look like? What's
I
the
don't
dance
know.
move? Bomb cyclone.
Oh
What's it look
God,
like?
yo, I have fake knees. We're not doing that. But it sounds like what is that game? Hadouken, bomb cyclone, Street Fighter. There we go. I got stuck. He got stuck.
Oh, he got stuck. All right. Well, before we move on to the next topic, I want to ask everyone the question of the day. I have posted this in the comments already here in the live chat, but if you are watching on the replay, we want to know, what do you do to silence your inner critic when it gets loud? Because the ick is the inner critic. And I think sometimes that inner critic is like, maybe you shouldn't have posted that. I definitely get that
Oh,
sometimes where like
yes.
I made something off of emotion and off of anger, and then I'll make it and I'll post it. And I'm like 20 minutes later, I'm like, okay, that was enough. Take it down. And it's not from being like embarrassed or the content necessarily being bad, but then like it coming back to me of like, well, if it didn't feel right, I trust my intuition. It's been honed in a way. Then like if I feel the ick, then I know maybe I should have looked at this a little bit differently. Versus when I was a beginner and you feel the ick, it's just insecurities that are like, you shouldn't be showing up at all. Now, I don't have that issue. You guys know this. I will show up 10 times a day, every day, making videos. So when something gives me the ick, that gives me pause of like, let's look at this again. Let's look at this again. So silencing your inner critic, but then also silencing your inner producer or listening to your inner producer. Think about those two separate things.
Ooh, the inner producer. Oh, okay. So for myself, when I have my inner critic, I first like to say something that I just mentioned the other day. Sometimes there is a morsel of reality to what the critic is saying. Sometimes the critic is straight up troll. But reality is, if I dig deep and I look at some of the stuff the trolls are saying, they're actually valid. Okay, so I don't really do their inner critic thing per se because I tend to nip it in the bud ASAP because I realize that it held me back for a long time. So my tool is I don't speak to myself in negative conversation. I tell myself if somebody said to me what I just said to myself, I probably would have popped them. Right? So for those of you non-violent people, it's too bad. If somebody had said to you, oh, I'll run this back. If somebody has said to your child what you just said to yourself, how would that make you feel? You are your own child. You have to protect it. You got to feed it. You got to nurture it. Yeah, so in a way, you are your own child. Think about it that way. If somebody said what you just said to you about your child or your family member, for those of you who are the Katie, the mom types, you're gonna protect everything. Um, for me, I just say if someone said it to me, right? Mary Lou, shit, somebody said that to Gizmo. What would you say? It's like, man, I'll cut up. So yeah, that's just a thing that I like to do. That's how I help myself. I just like, yo, you don't talk to me like that. So I have said it out loud in the kitchen. When I said something stupid to me, I'll be like, psh, insert your favorite word I can't say on the internet. Don't talk to me like that. I would knock you up. Yes, so I actually say it out loud. So that's what I do. I literally tell myself, don't talk to me like that.
And it's actually really good practice for you, all of you, to when the inner critic comes and says something sideways to you, to say out loud, don't talk to me like that. Because I will tell you that that kind of work helps me when somebody actually shows up in my comments and says something sideways. I am quick to say, no, you can't talk to me like that. Don't
Mm-hmm.
talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Quick quick, where there's definitely a time in my life where I would been like just railroaded, right? Just like struck by a car, frozen. What am I supposed to do with
Deal with
this?
the
I must
headlights.
be awful, right? Versus now, like, because at least like your inner critic could be training you for the real trolls, right? So if this inner critic keeps showing up and you just every time you're like, no, don't talk to me like that. You will learn
The finger
this
is
faster.
important, by the way. You got to make sure you.
It's important. No, don't talk to me like that. No, don't do this. Uh, and the practice that I have, I've shared this on the show before, I believe, but a therapist had told me, like, she's like, when I hear you talking, you sound very confident, but then these, like, we talked about the negative thoughts and the inner critic, and she's like, that just doesn't sound like it's you. This sounds like it's a whole other person. I was like, yes, it absolutely is.
Well, you
So
need to
if
tell
you
that person to
assigned,
move out. Pack their shit and move
yes,
out.
go, right? And
Have a
then
bag
you,
set up for them to leave.
so if you can like think of a person, a thing, a somebody, I don't know, and assign it that person, right?
Yes.
There's somebody in the media that I was like, anything this person says is a lie. So that's who the inner critic is. And I'm like, get out of here. Get out of here with that. You
I
know?
like
So,
that.
and that's very easy for me to know, like, oh, that person doesn't know what they're talking about. So obviously, why are they saying these things here? Get out of here. Get the F out. And then also, we've talked about if you can hear it, it's not you. If
Yeah.
you can hear it, it's not you.
That, oh
It's
my
a
God,
tape.
you said it before, and that sticks so strong in my head. Like, I love that. If you can hear it, it's not you. You know, it's when I learned it, very similar to the way you learned it, I had to turn it into a cartoon voice and make it sound like Lisa Simpson because it lacks. Your body sounds, it really lacks a certain amount of play. Yeah, it just doesn't sound right, right? So how can you take it seriously when it's Lisa Simpson or something of that nature? But you're so correct. Like, it doesn't sound like you, so it's not you. And I agree with you, Kevin. Like, these things are important to remind ourselves of. And believe you not, here's what's funny. I am not alone. If you say I'm alone, I'm gonna call you a liar. When you nail something and you by yourself, tell me to be like, yeah, nailed it. Yes, you did that. You that dude. You a bad mother. Show me you don't say that mess out loud. So why you
Oh,
don't
I
tell?
definitely do.
Thank you. Anybody who say they don't is lying. I mean, we're talking
Oh,
stupid stuff.
you
In
should
the
pick up
house,
this.
you throw the basket and you make it from like way across the room and ain't nobody to see it. You gotta celebrate yourself. So why you don't do that to the negative stuff too? Same thing. You
Oh,
tell you to sit your little corny ass down. I got work to do. I'm out.
so let's keep the idea of these of the characters, and I want to
Yes.
get to that when we get into our next point of like kind of things you can do about these different shades of criticism and encouragement, right? These different characters in your head. I want to know about your pick of the week.
Well, I got a good one for you. And it's crazy. First of all, I oh, this one's tough. This one's tough. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. It's my little friend right here. This is brand new,
Ooh.
super swanky Mac Mini M4. Now, this one is handsomely equipped because I'm Doc and I'm a weirdo. But starting at $499, you can get, for a lot of people, the base model will run. I will highly suggest you at least get 512. The 16 gigs is more than enough for what a lot of people are going to do. So that's still only going to be, what is that, $799, $699 for the education price. But the new M4 Mac Mini is no joke. It's fast as all sin. And yeah, this is my pick of the week. It's the new M4 Mac Mini. And it's a tiny little lad. And my package so that I can mount it to the table is coming in. I've already started backing up a full secondary, make sure everything is safe backup of the Mac Studio. And I made a new home so that they can both live in the same room without fighting. so that I can keep using both. What ended up happening with the
Yeah,
studio?
how are you using the two of them?
So I'm gonna use the mini as my master computer for because it's faster. It's $4.99, Luis, if you do the education price. Hello. Anyway, um, I'm gonna use it as a master computer, and then I'm gonna take the studio and put it as a secondary render machine or have it processing, videos or color grading or exporting or something while I'm doing stuff over here. So yeah, I'm gonna just keep them both, and then
That's
maybe I'll
good.
sell the studio. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see because it's faster than my studio. Like that little guy is faster than my Mac Studio,
Oh.
which is crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad of my upgrade that I made earlier this year to
Oh,
the
oh
studio
yes.
because I mean I was on like my laptop was on her last leg,
Oh, see,
so
your laptop and Paul's laptop was tripping. Paul's
yes,
laptop, we was at camp. I wasn't working on it. Paul was working on it. And I'm like, Paul, I'm gonna throw your computer out the room because I'm watching what it's doing to my friend. Just like you can't talk spicy to my friend. Paul's laptop was talking spicy to Paul, and I was like, "Listen here, you little intel, I'll knock you though. Like, leave Paul alone. We got stuff to do. We got camp to camp." And it was tripping. It was tripping hard. And like even me and Katie was like, "Yo, this is unacceptable." Talk to my friend like that,
unacceptable,
right?
unacceptable.
Yo, it's
So
crazy.
my pick of the week actually it just came in last night. I did not know this was coming in, but my sister is currently in Paris,
Yay!
and she and I have loved Wicked forever and ever. We've been singing these songs together forever and ever. This movie's coming out and we're not able to see it together. And like I feel real emotional about it. The movie comes out as of recording this, it comes out on the end of this week.
Yeah, Friday.
And then she sent me this as a gift. It's like a Wicked eye palette, which for my makeup girlies, okay, it's a thing. Everybody else might not care, and that's
Yo,
fine.
she
But
just
it's
sent me
the
one of them.
sentiment of like, my sister sent this to me across the planet. What an amazing world we live in,
Right,
right? That you can
right.
order something and just a little treat, right? Because we can't go see it together. So my pick of the week is my sister.
I know
Is
it's going to be a
this.
minute before it becomes available on streaming, but as soon as it does, I want you to know that share play is amazing. When I had caught the panini and I was stuck in a hotel in San Diego, Emma wanted to watch Sung-Chi with Simu Lee, and she was here, and then I was in San Diego, and we watched it together through the Apple SharePlay on Disney Plus. It works flawlessly, and we were able to talk mad spicy, whatever. And she's still like shh, shh, because she always does that watching the movie. She's a very
Yeah.
intense,
Well, we've
intense
done
movie kid,
teleplay.
right? I
We've
need
done
one of those palettes,
teleplay before,
Kevin.
teleparty.
Teleparty, yeah.
And teleparty it's good. We watched Bridgerton together like that,
Oh,
and
what?
it was fun.
I think
It's
we're gonna have
fun,
to go
and it's
see
like
Wicked.
yes,
I am a huge fan of Ariana. I'm just every day I say to myself, I hope she hangs in there tough. She had it rough, and I just feel like something's going to snap. But luckily, she's doing better, and I think this is perfect for her because that woman can sing her face off, and she's funny as all get. Like literally one of the most talented
yeah.
people in the planet. I absolutely love her.
And this was like a dream project for her,
Yes,
and that's also like very inspiring to kind of study her career because she had Broadway dreams as a kid, ended up on Nickelodeon, ended up being a pop star, right? All of these things good and fine, but like she wanted to be on Broadway
and then she
and
made it.
has now come all the way around to playing her dream character, right? So we just keep pushing. We just keep pushing. Just because something pushed us in one direction does not mean you can't still do the other things as well,
There you go.
Very excited. I have my ticket to see it on Saturday morning. So I have this eyeshadow palette and I was like, I can't even wear it to the movie because I'm going to be bawling like a little baby. Just from the trailers, I'm already crying because I just can't. because
Dang.
all of my little emotions, and I know there's stuff about inner child stuff in there, so just be ready. I keep telling Will, I was like, this weekend we gonna get effed up. You ready to get effed up? Like, not in the party
So
way, just the
Marilyn's gonna
emotional way.
watch Wicked, and I'm gonna watch Gladiators. How butch is that?
We were thinking of it's a double feature, like this kind of like interesting masculine feminine energy out there, and we'll see after the movie comes out. I wish it would have come out a month ago before the election.
Mm, there you go. Well,
We'll
there's
see.
that.
Well,
Well, they're doing
just,
they're doing the Lord's work by giving us a healing opportunity.
yes. Yeah, so we will talk about this again next week. If you've seen it, come to my live stream. We will cry together.
That is super funny. All right, so now what's next on the calendar?
Okay, so if we were talking about your inner critic and even your inner enthusiast, an exercise that I suggest all of you do at some point is to like get them to introduce themselves. Start journaling. Be like, who's in here? Who is in here? Who's in this room? Speak up. Tell me what's going on, right? And then
Yo,
have
what is that
them
Rami
have
Malek
them
show
talk to you.
where he has the different people?
Is it Mr. Robot? Not that, right?
No, it's not Rami Malek. It's called People in the Room. And Homeboy has all the different characters inside of him. It's called People in the Room. Actually, it wasn't Rami Malek. But yeah,
Okay.
it's a good idea to see that, because in a way, man, listen, people, I keep telling y'all about the journaling thing, and I think people think that it's foo woo woo pie in the sky, but it ain't. You really, really, really gotta journal. Like, I use it as a content planner. Like, I legit take the things that I write in my journal, and as I'm writing, ideas come up. Later, those ideas get transferred into the little card, and then the little card gets turned into the content calendar. Like, I don't ever really struggle for content ideas, even before ChatGPT came about, because it's all in the little journals, right? You just get your little journals and go to town, bro. You can start with the notebook that somebody gave you when you bought some insurance. It's in your house, it's in that cabinet. You do not need to go buy a fancy one. I did the fancy bullet journal. I did all the cool and cute washi tape. I got some washi tape right here. Yeah, I did all of that. You don't need to. This washi tape is cool. It says arigato, merci, buck ups. It's all thank you washi tapes. Thank you.
Oh, that's cute.
For you. So you can just, ooh, I just wasted that.
This is the only man I've ever seen with washi tape.
もう日本人なんですけども、だからさね, I learned it in Japan. Okay, I'm not wasting this because I got this from Japan, so you know I'm putting it back. But
put it back.
I'm
Put it
just
back.
saying, look, and it even comes pre-teared at the right places, so you can get nice clean ones. They sell this at Muji. You live in Cali, you can go to Muji. Yours will probably be in English though. So yeah, you can just get you some. I mean, listen, journaling is huge. Especially if you're trying to do some sort of life transformative situation. Kevin's in the chat talking about Jackie doing her journal. Anybody who does any sort of life transformation type situation, journaling is big. Even me just starting out with this semaglutide situation that my doctor is putting me on, I'm on a journaling process, because like, I shot myself in the stomach yesterday, and I don't know if I have any symptoms per se, but I definitely feel weird today. It's not a bad weird, it's just weird. I don't feel like the normal me. And it doesn't mess me mentally, but physically I can feel there's something. And I know it's just the medicine doing what the medicine needs to do. So I'm going to journal it.
Did you just start that?
I literally just started. I shot myself in the stomach yesterday while Anna and Fulgence was talking. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
And then when
Well,
I'm
and like
when
with
I'm
your,
like
go ahead.
super skinny, then y'all can be like, damn, I'll see what happens. That's one of the side effects. I'm actually doing it for a heart health situation, but because my blood pressure and my, whatever, I don't want to have a stroke again. But it turns out that it also makes you lose weight, which is also beneficial for your heart. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's good. I hope that it makes the
Dude, you just
difference it
asked a
needs to
question to the
make.
community that I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking about manufacturing for us a CU journal. So
Got
y'all
the
need to tell us
graphics.
if
We
y'all
got the
would buy
fourth
it.
wall.
We got
Let's
everything.
go.
Y'all let us know. Y'all want us to make a CU journal? We'll make a CU journal.
Yes, we can totally do that with little prompts, and we'll just be in your head all the time. So with journaling, if we're talking about the ick, we're talking about the cringe. If you go into journaling mode and you like just ask, I will often write the question and then see what flows out. Like, why do you feel this is cringe? I think maybe that's why I'm very good at
Ooh.
ChatGPT, because I'm like, I just have always asked questions to myself. I have conversations with the voices in my head. And, if you can figure out who the different characters are, like even you ask the question of like, who in here, assume this is your board of directors, this is your team, whatever. You're like, who in here is against this? And then hear them out. And maybe you uncover something. Maybe they're just scared, right? Maybe they're just feeling like, well, this feels like the time we did that play in kindergarten and peed our pants on stage, whatever, right? That's what, then you can be like, you know what? I hear you. We're not doing that anymore. We're at home. It's just the internet. It's not a big deal. Maybe they'll feel okay about it. But if you've been compelled to do it, the cringe is something you have to address. And either you will utilize it to your benefit, you will grow from it, or it will push you in a different direction because maybe it's protecting you. The cringe is there because it's something you're not supposed to be doing in this direction. But you have to listen.
I'm going to talk to you guys real quick about an exercise that I did when I was in my sort of power training stuff back in the day. It's from military. And it's called the 6 hats thinking. And what's really cool about this is you can take something that you're feeling or going through, and you can ask ChatGPT, the voice option, using the 6 hats thinking technique, help me divide and conquer this problem. So you have a problem or a decision that you need to do or something that you're making, you can actually do the 6 hats thinking technique. So let me tell you what the 6 hats are. The blue hat is the organization and planning, Paul. The green hat is creative thinking, Mary Lou. The red hat is feelings and instincts, Tatiana Anna. The yellow hat is benefits and values, that would be me. The black hat is risk assessment, that kind of bit of Katie. And the white hat would be the information gathering. That would be a little bit of me, but in a whole lot of Kevin. So you can take that. And that's kind of funny, right? Like in your group of friends, you know who all of these people are. Like Kevin always got some info to give you, right? Paul Paul will organize the word organization and be like, y'all put the Z in the wrong spot. Like,
it would be more efficient if we put it here.
Yeah, like the Z would work way better if you did it like this, right? And so like you definitely know from building blocks and ENN, like Anna is very much the empath and she's very much the intuit. So the feelings and the instincts is there. The benefits and the values, like that's what why you gotta do this is how you're gonna benefit. Like regardless of what this feels, this is the benefit. Like don't do features. I'm only talking about the benefit. So yeah, like you can really, really go through the process, and just from talking to Katie, she is very much the like, not in an over catastrophizing way. She's always worried about making sure that this is going to work for everybody. Like, how is this going to? Is anybody going to get hurt if we do this? Is anybody going to be harmed if we do this? That's just very much a thought. So you can say, run this 6 hat thinking process on this particular issue I'm having, and then have it help you work through. I would suggest you do the chat version because you can go back and forth with it faster than typing, and you can speak from the hip. The one reason why the chat version works better than the typing version is because you guys have an inner perfectionist and an inner critic. You audit your typing. You don't say what's in your head. So the reason why you want to do the chat version is you can't audit that. It's going to make what you really feel come out. And that's a little bonus. You just got. Hold on. Let me come over here.
That's fun. I've never heard of that.
See.
You have been unstuck. With creators Unstuck, Doc Rock, and Mary Lou Mando.
I was just waiting to press the button. You're so stupid.
It's so good. You've been unstuck. Yeah. Now,
Mercury.
Now it's
Gatorade.
time. It's Mercury Gatorade.
Luis, you're fired. Leave me alone in the chat, damn it. Eden didn't know. She said, bro, that drop. Come on, Eden. Come on,
you
Eden.
weren't here last
You weren't
week.
here. That's what you get for not.
Oh, there's a
coming to
whole
hang
second
out.
one, right? Isn't there more than
don't
one?
worry. I got more. All right, we'll go
All
on
right,
to
so
the
now
next
it's time for a
segment.
little. There's a little time for some rapid fire question for our live audience. If I set up something that's like a link where you guys can submit questions, would that be interesting to you? Because you could submit it, and then I would see it, and Doc wouldn't see it, and then we could just ask him. It's a Doc AMA every week.
Scared. I am scared because God knows what Eden's going to ask you.
All right, Doc, rapid fire. What is the worst advice you hear being given to content creators as of late?
Ooh, the worst advice as of late. Oh, okay. So this one's kind of big. There has been some movement around the idea of posting less. And I think they're feeding into the fact that people feel like they don't have enough time. But I also think that a lot of the, I won't say unfortunately, the current state of, I don't know if it's unfortunate or not, the current state of affairs is the majority of the people giving YouTube advice, especially, or content creator advice, especially, are mid-20s, early 30s. And yeah, that audience and younger, some of this stuff is proper for that audience. That's not us, right? We don't have attention span problems, so you don't need to do retention editing. We weren't born with attention span problems like that. Even those of us with a full ass ADD or whatever, we still can sit through a whole movie without tripping. There's the idea of more people need to see this and more people need to see that, or you should be more subbed or whatever. Like, those numbers don't mean anything. We have real connection, real story, real advice, and you really need to give a chance for people to connect with you. And so one of the common ones that comes up in that is, oh, don't do live streams because they negatively affect your channel. And it's like, no, they don't. What they do is give you opportunity to build deeper relationships with your community so that Paul could ask me a joke about get him a bowl of broccoli. If I only posted recorded content, you wouldn't know that me and broccoli ain't on speaking terms. Except for when Yolanda made me eat that mess. but yeah, so I think there's a lot out there, but those ones stick to me right now. And it just has to do with, again, being available to your people and not trying to hide behind some level of hyper professionalism that doesn't allow you to be a human, make you sort of untouchable.
It's good. We talk about that often because just live. Come on. It's 'cause we know everybody's just sitting at home recording on their phone or whatever.
Everybody dies, but not
we
everybody
know it's a mess
lives.
off camera.
Yes.
We
I'm
we
sorry.
know.
I'm
We
sorry,
know.
Lord Kendrick. I had to reference Drake that one time. I won't do it again.
He's gonna come for us. We're gonna get in so much trouble. Next question. Last piece of content or recent piece of content that you consumed that inspired you.
Oh. Okay. Last piece of content that I consumed that inspired me is I was watching a video, and I was talking about this in the flow. Old girl just had a title, and it said "Start Living," And that's very much how I live my life. I am living this joint. I'm gonna ride this sumbitch to the wheels roll off. But she was talking about a book that this hospice nurse did, where she talked to centenarians about the things that they regretted, as they push into 100 and near death, like what they wish they had done. And I don't ever want to be that person. I don't want to be a woulda, coulda, shoulda person. Like that is just that whole that just gets to me. The idea of being a woulda, coulda, shoulda person gets to me, and so it's a reminder that there's things that I want to do that I haven't done yet. And so when I had my checkup on Monday, or sorry, last Friday, when I was talking to my doctor, she was like, "Well, what would it mean to you in order to reach, your goals?" And it's like, considering I had a stroke before, and I laughed at that and I didn't die. And then I lived like I was on purpose for about 3 to 4 years, and you just get lazy and you start doing dumb shit again. And then I'm like, but now I'm on the roll. And now I'm doing the work, and I am teaching people, and I am, changing lives. I can't die now. So I need you to make me bulletproof as long as possible. And then she was like, all right, then you back. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. All right, cool. So that's it. So y'all, I mean, honestly, it's y'all. I'm inspired to be around here long enough to irritate the shit out of Paul. If nothing else, at least I'm here to irritate the shit out of Paul.
Who's going to do who in first?
You will lose. He's like, I'm Ivan Drago. You will lose, Rocky.
That's all very good, like, because the isolation that we get now with the time of the internet, like, I know a lot of people feel alone, but because we are connected here on the internet, like, I talk to you guys every week, multiple times a week, right? This is our community. This is what inspires me. This is what keeps the creative juices flowing for me. And like, I'm so glad,
going.
like,
sorry,
it keeps the people going.
Judge
So
Reinhold.
yeah, thank you guys always for giving us that goodness, right? Because
Hey,
is it a
listen.
million followers? No,
No.
but like, does that matter? No, because
No.
this is worth more than a million to me.
Got my squad. You know what's funny? There are times where I have something and I had to remind myself today or yesterday that it was possible. There's times where I'm like, I have this and I just want to tell Lou like right now, but it's like 3 hour different. There's other times I'm like, I just need to tell Eden this right now. Yo, Eden is 6 hours away. I can't bother Eden the way I can bother Lou. So I have to send her Instagram. And then what's funny is if I don't get a stupid meme or some random comment or vice versa to Eden, we would look at the other one and be like, she dead? She good? Like, hey, where you at? Because we send each other dumb stuff in IG all the time. Like, if it's not there, I'm worried. And it's like, oh, I was in England. I was like, oh, okay, because she had to go visit her people. But it's funny. I had to remember, okay, I could use Marco Polo because then it won't give her a notification and wake her up or bother her, her and Wheeler enjoying a glass of wine. I don't want to bother y'all. But I was like, I need to tell you something. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to just Marco Polo her. And then when I woke up this morning, the face was all up in the camera. Do it. Just do it. I'm like, okay. So, dude, there's tools, man. There's tools. If y'all want, we could create a Marco Polo or something. We have a Creators Unstuck WhatsApp group.
There's a group one.
There's a group. You can just jump in. You can say weird stuff. So I'll post a link in the chat real quick. But yeah, having that ability to just communicate with your friends. Because unlike Paul, I won't text Mary Lou when I know she's probably asleep. Paul ass would text me at 4:30. Hey, Doc, Paul, I'm going to kick your ass. Why are you eating, Paul? Now you can't say nothing. Got him.
All right, I got one more question for you. One more
Okay.
question. Aside from your creator educational content, if you were guaranteed to win, it's guaranteed to succeed, What is the show you're making?
This one. I ain't even trying to be funny. Not clowning, not trying to be funny. It will be this one. Because it frustrates me that so many people are always thinking about creating. And I don't know why that bothers me so much, but I'm like, you got a story to tell. You got something to do. You got something to say. Like, why are you not letting it out? Because you don't let some other folks scur you or get you twisted or knock you off your game. So I feel like if we keep doing this, especially when we be doing it live at a couple conferences and whatnot coming up, we are going to shake up the dragon. And it might not be us, which doesn't matter to me, as you guys know. I feel like the next, oh God, I hate to say this. I just got to use the numbers because the numbers exist, right? I feel like the next Joe Rogan show or Smartless or some other big podcast is hiding in the corner somewhere, waiting for somebody like me and Mary Lou to shake it up. And so that's why I'm going all in. So if I had an opportunity to do anything, it would be exactly this, which goes to prove you don't need to worry about whether it's going to be successful, and you don't need to worry about whether you have $1 million budget, because we got neither of them, but we doing this shit. Try and stop me.
We're in it.
If you want,
We're
if
in
you
it.
want
I
if
do
you
love
want to
this
get
show.
Boxed, if you want to get boxed, try and stop me.
I do love the show, and we've got big plans on taking it out on the road in the near future. So see us out there. Share us to your people who run conventions. Tell them, Creators Unstuck Live, we're gonna get you.
Yeah. Rhythm is gonna get you. Creators is gonna get you unstuck. Creators is gonna get you tonight.
Bop, 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 bop. All right, Doc.
Sorry. You know how I get.
Doc, your final advice for people facing the ick.
You know, you said it and you make it so valuable. That ick you're feeling is because you care. And like I said to you, what Seth told us all, do the work that matters for the people who care. So that feeling is because you care. I think the people that know me realize the reason why I'm so brutal on certain things about the mindset and not getting in your own way and not having the limiting beliefs and not believing in crazy stuff like Mercury and Gatorade. I mean, like a whole ass planet can't go backwards. Let's just wrap our head around that thought for a second. And I know a lot of people believe that because I feel like we've been raised in our society to think that somebody else is the reason why you're being dealt the cards you're being dealt. And I believe that giving up that control is the minute you lost. I am in control of my destiny's child. Other people might get in my way, but when there's an obstacle, I can go over it, I can go around it, I can go through it, I can go under it. But I'll tell you what I ain't finna do. I ain't finna look at it and be like, damn, guess I can't go. Yo, I'm finding some kind of way. We will find our way or make one, right? And because I have instilled that in my head early on, that nothing's going to get in my way. When I run into an obstacle, I just got to give it a this too shall pass and just figure it out. Like, find a way. Take it apart. Break it down to its lowest common denominator. Like, find some way to make that go away. So I see that ick as something that can be solved by purpose. And so I know that I'm on a mission. And so I will do the thing that I hate, which is make a icky, clickbaity thumbnail and title, and then deliver a heater. And I got, again, man, I just, nothing but props and mahalos go out to Kevin, because Kevin made me realize that. And I've been fighting this for years. So I'm not a regret person, but when I think of how long I stopped recording videos because I just hated the trend of A versus B, or was the Shure SM7B a total waste of money? Bitch, you know it ain't a waste of money. It's the #1 microphone in the freaking planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eden, I love you like a fat kid love cake. Eden said if you follow Doc enough, you start to hear his voice when you start to talk negative self-talk. That's funny, because sometimes when I'm not wanting to do something, I hear Paul, listen, Doc, you know you need to do that shit. Shut up, Paul. So it's true. It's totally true. Yeah, so we had mentioned this earlier. I just want to make sure I didn't skip this because it's super valuable. And my community, Paul, Gretchen, Luis, what that girl name is with the football team and the birds,
Yolanda,
Aubrey, like they got in my this weekend because I was talking about that ick feeling I got because Katie was like, dude, I need you to make a video about the Stream Deck. And I had the ick feeling of it don't need a book. It's a freaking keyboard. Like anybody can plug it in and just press buttons. And like, well, I want the button to do something else. Cool. Drag the thing from here to there to make it do what you want. Like it doesn't need a damn video. And I was pissed about it. And Katie was like, I don't know if you remember the part about me being the boss. I know we're friends and shit, but I'm the boss, bitch, make the video. And I was mad. And if you see that video, you can tell I was mad. Because look, people, listen, all you need to do, that video is one of our highest performing videos. Even with my pissed off face while I was making it. And Yolanda them were like, listen, you know that like not everybody knows. And I'm like, no, it's because they're not trying to know. And that's a frustration for me, is I get mad at people who don't try. I think the reason why I love our community and my personal community is I know everybody there is trying. In the ECAM community, I can't push the people that don't try. And then they were like, no, bitch, hold up. Let me just set you straight. And so in the process of going through all of the cursing out I was getting and feeling like there was another pound of broccoli coming, I realized my ego did not want to be that dude that has to make a video so rudimentary about this is how you start your Mac. You press the power button under the bottom. So I realized that it was my ego that I have to make this video about something this stupid. It's going to make me stupid, and I ain't stupid. And I don't want everybody else to be stupid. And they were like, no, bitch, no. Hey, Giz, what it do, beef stew?
she said, it's time.
Giz is like,
Time
listen,
for my petting.
I am ready.
You're sitting in my chair.
So yeah, it's super funny, but that is it. And I just gotta say that Maestro gotta come. Listen, we are not turning this into a cat show. I'm allergic. Look, my nose running just listening to y'all two cats. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out, that sometimes you got to get out of your own way. And even though I already did that video, just talking about it got me heated because I was like, it still makes me mad. But I realized that anger was literally just my ego for not wanting to be out here having to make a video that was that horrible. But it wasn't horrible. It turned out to be a good video, even though you could tell in the energy I wasn't in the right headspace. But it still delivered. So that goes to show you, too, it delivered what people needed. And even though I delivered it horribly, it's still our #1 video because people needed it. And it also goes to show you Americans just dumb because you shouldn't have needed that video. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to that. Stop making that face, Paul. Gretchen is probably twirling in her chair right now. Like, Doc, listen, I done told you. Gretchen is probably losing it right now. She is throwing paint all over her room because Gretchen and Yolanda was like, no, shut up, stop talking. Like, yes, ma'am.
Setting you straight. So, the ick can just be a roadblock, right? Maybe you just need to push through it. Maybe it's keeping you from creating unnecessarily. And maybe, like that ick for Doc on his personal channel, he doesn't want to do stuff that rudimentary, right? This was for work. You had to do it. You had to push through. And it's useful to people. So whether it was useful or not, you felt the ick and you had to do it anyway.
Right.
So,
I mean, and you helped me
it's
realize
growth.
that too. Like, there's just the things are so ingrained in you because you know them. Because honestly, I've been doing this for over 40 years. It's new to a lot of people, but I have like 40 years experience at this. So it's easy to forget the simple steps, right? When someone says, "What exactly is HDMI?" My brain is like, "What? Like, haven't you had a DVD player like since the 80s?" And they're like, "Yeah, maybe," but they didn't need to know what it was then. They just plugged it in.
Mhm.
Now to do this, they need to know what it is. And I'm like, yeah, but I make those faces, and then Mary Lou's like, bitch, don't make that face. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
It's like, don't talk to them like that.
Don't
That's
talk to my
me.
friend like that.
Silencing that critic. That's like, no, you can't talk to me like that. You can't talk to them like that.
I hate you, Paul Duncan. I absolutely hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Hate, 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 hate.
Check out Creators Unstuck with Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mandel on Ecamm Live.
Oh, that was dirty. That was dirty. This was good, Lou. Man, listen.
It was.
This show, we're going to be on Oprah one day. We're going to be passing the mic around. I'm not running up the steps, though. You got to take the mic to people. I'll fall
I
down.
got it. I'm staying healthy for that, right? I've been taking care of my knees. But you're going to be so skinny, maybe you're going to have to do it yourself.
Hey, true story. This is a true story.
You'll be
All
so
right, gang.
Wegovy skinny.
You know what it is? If there's something that you want to talk about, by all means, send us a message. I did put a link in the chat, and I'll put it in the show notes how to get to the WhatsApp group. We definitely just out here to help you get over whatever it is that may ail you. So if there's something you want to specifically talk about, reach out. You can find us. I am Doc Rock all over the internet at DOCROCK. And there's that other girl over there. I forgot her name.
I'm Mary Lou Mandel. You can find me all over the internet at Mary Lou Mandel.
Yes. And you know what it is? You have been officially unstuck. So there's that. Yay. Yeah, I got one more for the outro.
Don't get stuck like Chuck. Tune in to Creators Unstuck with Doc Rock and Mary Lou Mandel.
Okay, it's my turn now.
Yes, sure. Yes, sure.
See you. It's so good. It's so good. All right, fam, we did it. Look. Eden, you send me an email and I can just text you. He's stupid. Well, people that are not Eden, you send me a DM or email somewhere, and I'll give you the phone number to my friend who made it for me. He's happy to make for people. But yeah, you should definitely get some for Camo. Your Camo show is really good. I was helping him get unstuck, and then I said, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I used to have them in radio because you guys know I have my Doc Rock one. And then I was like, oh, and he's like, hold my beer. So
We do have to send some love and care to our dear friend Eden because she's having to work on a PC to get OBS to work for work. So my heart goes out to you. Bless. She's got it. She's having to do she's in the trenches.
Yo, I'm
She's
gonna
in
have
the
to pour out a
trenches.
little liquor for Eden. Oh my God. Yo, I just got a thing that came up that said I might have to go to New York. So I will let you know. Oh my God. Yo, I just got an email, Lou, from Pam. We met Pam when we were going. Kat wanted to go to the big stage to see Jamila talk, and then Pam was outside. She was a blonde-haired lady, used to work in Hawaii, but now she's in the mainland, and she just hit me up. So it's funny, like you catch eBay, you catch NAB like contacts. Like 6 months later, they just hit you up. Hey, I've been meaning to hit you up. So that's kind of cool. I just love that. So Eden, pack your stuff.
That's so
We're
good.
going again. We ready. We ready. Paul said he coming this time.
Yes,
We're
come.
gonna rent a hover round. So that
I was like, you better work on your steps now. Get the
be
reps
like-
going.
You can just put the camera on the handlebar. So yeah.
And then part of the game is also, Doc, we can't stay and talk to these people. We got to be somewhere. Doc, he
Dude.
will come back and talk to you. Yes, text him later.
Dude,
It's
Kat
like
is so
he's a
good because
celebrity.
she's nice and Canadian about it, but then they're just standing there going, "What just happened?" That's like you just got nice Canadian lady. Like, let's go.
We have a presentation at 1.
Yo, Kat is going to be in Japan at that time. Happily for her, but unfortunately for us. But yeah. Anyway.
Oh. Yeah.
We
Well,
have
if anybody
a
else is going to
presentation.
NAB, like, let us know. Let us
Holler
know.
at
We'll
your
meet
boy.
up.
All right, fam. Mary Lou got a show to do. I'm going to go drink a coffee. I've been streaming for way too many times. Yes. Paul said, get the Insta360 9-foot stick attached to the scooter.
Yes.
We're going to put
That'll be a
GoPro
wonderful, wonderful
on Paul.
episode.
It's Paul Cam. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in the cut. Appreciate y'all. And yeah. Paul stupid. That's why he was concentrating so hard when he was typing. You're fired, Paul. You're absolutely
Only if
fired.
it's a sexy one.
Oh my God. I'm gonna wear the assless chaps on the NAB floor. All right, gang. We'll see y'all when we see y'all. Y'all be good. Hold on, let me hit it one more time on the way out.
You have been unstuck with Creators Unstuck, Doc Rock, and Mary Lou Mandel.
That joint is so good. Oh, that joint is so good. All right, Tora. Good to see y'all. Y'all good. Bye.